Too loud. Okay, that sounds good. That sounds good. Very good. Not too loud, baby. Yeah, baby. I was going to use my wireless mic, but technology said no, sir. No wireless mic allowed on set, sir. All right, then let's talk DC peeps. Should I change the title to say let's talk DC or no? What are we going to do? Huh? Yeah. How long is it going to last? Let me stop it for a while. Greetings, everyone. It is I, of course, your one and only multi-potentialite, neurodivergent host, the Kosmic Jedi. Welcome back to my channel. I did a setup earlier on, trying to use the wireless mic, and then it wasn't working, so I got to stick with this one. So I got to make sure I push this back a little bit so I don't sound too loud in your beautiful eardrums. You know what I'm saying? You know what I'm wearing? All right, let me do my usual social media stuff and let people know I'm live. Before I begin, let's do a little poll, shall we? Let's do a little poll. Hope the mic is not catching the keyboard. Hold on. All right, then. The poll is live. Who do you like the most, or who do you like best? Is that what I did? Is that the poll that I did? Okay, who do you like the most? Can you believe I just made the poll now and I don't even know what I'm asking? Is that correct? Did I spell Supergirl correctly? Did I spell Supergirl correctly? Did I spell it correctly? You can't spell Supergirl no more? All right, let me start hitting this social media post. Let the people know I'm live on Instagram. Happy Sunday, by the way. Happy Sunday, you beautiful people. Hopefully this mic is not going to catch too much background audio and background noise. Familia, uno momento, please. Please, uno momento. It's been a while since I've been live with you guys like this. I got my water here. Well, it's down there, so hopefully I won't need it, but we're going to be talking for a little while. I ain't seen Supergirl yet. I'm going to see it tomorrow with my brother as well, so we might do a live when we come back home and give our two thoughts or feelings about the movie. I feel I want to record the reaction there and then when we come out from the cinema, but maybe when it marinates, might come back home and then do something else. You might. I'm not sure yet. I ain't sure yet. All right, let me do the usual spiel. So give me a second. Do bear with me kindly. Do bear with me. So whilst I'm doing my Instagram stuff, let me know what's good with the poll. Hopefully people join a little later. What's good? YouTube has changed the name so many times. I can just about tell who this is with the profile picture, but the name Dominic James 3000. How you been? How long you been streaming for? I think I just started. It normally gives me the timestamp actually, but I can't see it on here. I'll tell like 10 minutes. No. Oh, okay. Well, close enough. 10 minutes. It says 8 minutes. About to be 9 minutes now. So I've been streaming for 9 minutes officially. Seen Supergirl. Seen Superglue. Why do you call it super? I don't get it. Is that a joke? Was that intentional or unintentional? I don't know. I don't know if that was a. Am I missing something? Is that something I'm going to catch when I see the movie? That's a very specific super glue. Tell me I'm missing. Where's my nose dripping all of a sudden? Where's the tissue at? Actually, let me not get distracted. I don't want to get distracted by ADHD. Stay on target. Stay on target. Paste the link. I'm live. So you've seen Supergirl. What do you think about Supergirl then? It was autocorrect. Okay, cool. I thought it was like an inside joke that I'd only get after seeing the movie. So what do you feel about the movie then? Because I remember when I did my video last year for the first trailer. Was it last year or was it this year? Either way, this year, last year, and people were like, oh, you can't judge a movie by the trailer. Is that how do you do that? And as soon I didn't even know it was dropping this week. I'd forgotten. I thought it was next week. So as soon as it dropped, I saw Jeremy John's thumbnail first. I then saw Emergency Awesome, and then Real Rejects. Yeah, I saw them, and I saw Christian Harloff. So three Caucasian YouTubers. And normally Jeremy Jones has a face like he's like there's an in between face he has, like it's not bad, it's not good, it's in between. So it's a that's Jeremy Jones, like there's something there, like hey, there's a little smile there, but he just had this deflated, like I was like what I want to do as well is when I'm done with this live and after I see the movie tomorrow with my brother, I'm going to go through Jeremy Jones and all the other guys that I mentioned. I'm going to go through their old YouTube videos or their Superman reaction videos to see if their thumbnails are the same. Not they would have changed it over time. Maybe they changed it the same day they did it or the same week or same month. Whatever final thumbnail they have now, I want to compare that old thumbnail to the new thumbnail, meaning Superman thumbnail and Supergirl thumbnail. As soon as Millie Alcock's character or Supergirl came out at the end, or when she came to pick up Crypto, the drunk thing, for me, I don't feel that's the best way to introduce your your character moving forward. Now, I've seen the backstory, I've seen the videos talking about the book that they depicted the story from, and the whole thing while she's drunk. I get it now. But then your first image, it didn't make sense. I was like, no, how would you it didn't make sense that you'd introduce a second Kryptonian in the DCEU or DCU like that. Again, I get it because of the backstory of the books, but remember, or the book or the comic book or whatever it is, but not many people have not many people have read that comic. And for those people who don't read comics, the first thing they're going to see of this girl, this second superhero, this second Kryptonian, is that she's drunk. And you'd have to pay that off in the next movie so that way it makes sense. And it's like, oh, I can see why she was drunk in the first movie. But first glance, just first presentation or representation, that made zero sense to me. Just because you know in the studio what you're going to do or what you intend to do. Is my mic even working at all? Is it loud enough? Am I quiet? I hope I'm not too quiet. Let me check my I don't want to be too quiet out here. All right, cool. Hold on. Okay. My bad, Dominic. Give me a second, Dominic. Give me a second. And thanks for joining, by the way. Thank you for joining the live. Much appreciated. You got to do multiple things at once when you're a one-man army. I'm not complaining, just stating the obvious. Stating the obvious. So 4 out of 10. I already feel it's going to be 2 out of 10 for me. I already feel this movie is going to be 2 out of 10 for me. Homie said, man. I pause. The fact that you know what it is to type man in the keyboard before you give your answer. Yeah. Supergirl has made back 60% of his 170 million budget in just 48 hours. Okay, so does that really mean anything these days? Because people say what do you call it, lies, or not lies, but sometimes it's overblown or whatever. Not paperwork. What's this thing? What's that word I'm trying to find? There's a word I'm looking for. Finance. Like the box office stuff sometimes can be fudged, or it's not really accurate, or people are just review bombing a thing. There better not be no boogers in my nose after I just did that. There better not be no boogers in my nose. Ugh. No boogers in my nose. Hmm. No boogers in my. No boogers in my. No boogers in my. No boogers in my. How the hell did I just come up with such a cool beat? I like the way you said, man. It's a 4 out of 10. I think that's kind. I feel I'm going to go into that thing tomorrow and come out with a 2 out of 10. That's where my bar is. That's where my bar is, 2 out of 10. So that way, if I'm disappointed, I'm like, yep, I expected a 2 out of 10. But if I'm impressed, and I'm like, okay, 3, 4, maybe 5 out of 10. Maybe 3. Damn, you took it down, bro. DCU, like extremely TV shows, expensive TV shows, Supergirl. No, you're good. You're good. Don't hold back. Don't hold back. Don't worry about feeling my yeah. I don't want to say I'm going to walk into the movie disliking it, but I didn't like. There's just something about I don't know how to put it. I'm not fussed with the actress. It's just a story, and it's James Gunn. And even though James Gunn didn't direct this thing because he's in charge, and I assume they would have taken notes from James Gunn. There's too many elements of the first trailer, so I'm gonna just let's forget the let's forget the first impression that I was given when I saw Supergirl the first time, drunk. And I've not read any Supergirl comics, so I seen her drunk the first time. I was like, why would you introduce her like this? Then I went on YouTube, and people were like, oh, by the way, she's drunk because of this backstory. It's in the book, it's in the comics. Cool. But again, let's just, you know, I would say maybe 40% of people went to see this is bad numbers. Maybe 40%. I could be wrong, completely wrong. Maybe 40% of people went to see this the first Superman movie from James Gunn were comic book fans, and then 60 are regular people. So um when you introduce the character Supergirl for the first time and she's drunk, I still as soon as I saw that day, I was like, yeah, this is a James Gunn. You didn't have to. You didn't have to. You didn't have to. Then I saw people talking about how they introduced her in this movie. She's on the toilet, she's taking a leak, or she's pee-peeing or whatever. I was like, oh, dude, I don't know, man. I don't know. But I do look forward to seeing it in the sense to see just to get my own feeling, of course, across the board. But I'm not fussed at people um giving their feelings or opinions. So yeah, don't hold back, man. Don't I won't be like, oh, because he said it, so therefore I'm gonna dislike it because no. I didn't like her introduction. I'm not fussed about the actress. I just felt it would have been better if they introduced her differently. And then when I heard the story of the comic, I was like, okay, I look forward to seeing how they pull this off because that story sounds serious. That story is sounds heavy. It's like the first time the scene between Lois and Superman when they were having a conversation about the two nations that he went to stop the war, Yarimpor, whatever. That scene when Lois was drilling or trying to drill Superman, as soon as I saw that, I was like, yeah, whatever this director is trying to do, he's not doing a good job of it at all. Because there's layers to that scene. There's serious layers to that scene in terms of paperwork, in terms of you want to say you're in this world and you want to absorb what this world is giving us. I had to roll reverse. I had to switch Superman for Princess Diana and Lois for me. I'm dating Princess Diana, right? And she comes back from kicking ass in that nation. She's like, yeah, I stopped the war today. There's no way on this earth I would ask her, did you ask permission from either nations, America and wherever else? The first thing that came to mind, there's two things. But the first thing that came to mind because of the character who's asking Superman, who's a Caucasian lady, is would you have said that if you were alive in the same time period the Holocaust was going on with Superman? Would you have asked him that same question? By the way, did you go and talk to your boy? Because this platform is so, you know. Would you have asked? Would you say, should we go ask America permission? And then how would you have dealt with that conversation? And then because of my pigment, role reverse. Wonder Woman comes back and she says, "Yeah, I stopped some people going to one nation and taking people who look like me to bring them over." Or before Columbus left point A to B, had his ass handed to him. You think I would ask Diana, "What did you do to Columbus?" Or why would you do that? Did you ask? Did you? Did you? I was like, what are you trying? You're trying to do a thing, but you're not doing it justice. No pun intended. You're not doing it justice, dude. So at that point, I already felt okay. This is what this movie is going to. This is just letting me know how this movie is going to pan out moving forward. And I was like, you know what? I'm not the target audience. It's not for me. It's cool. I'm still going to give my 2 cents and whatnot. And people are like, oh, because you love Zack Snyder and Man of Steel and yada yada yada. I was like, yeah, yes, I do. I enjoyed Christopher Reeve Superman. I enjoyed the Justice League animated series Superman, and even the DC animated Superman. I enjoyed those as well, and those are my go-to when I want to get like my Superman feel. Aside from what you did from Henry Cavill Superman, I go to the DC animated universe. From your Justice League, even the Superman animated series, and then I go to the DC animated feature length movies just to get my Superman fix. You're not even talking about Flash yet. We're not even talking about the whole Justice League. And this is where DC has been dominating Marvel, is the animated universe. And I used to just scream, all you got to do is copy and paste. You know what I'm saying? Copy, copy, copy. Just shift. Maybe just tell AI every cartoon scene, rejig the whole thing into live action using these people's likenesses. And then voila, maybe. At this point, tell AI to do it. Maybe, maybe, because it sucks. You're paying money for these things. If we were just giving these things as digital files for free, we'd be like, it was cool, it was good, it was bad. On to the next. You're paying popcorn. You're driving a car. It's gas price. You're taking public transportation. You don't have to see the movie if you don't want to see it. I would love to see it. But the decisions and the path, and I'm looking at I'm like, yo, man, after Supergirl, like I said in my description of this video, I'm done. I'm done. Oh, Green Lantern's coming out this year. I don't care. I don't care. I don't care. A lot of us will express our dismay, our feelings and emotions about these things because we deeply love these projects, the story, the journey. I don't even know how to explain it. I This is one thing I always tend to repeat over and over again. I remember when my grandmother passed away on my mother's side, season 2 of The Flash had come out, and I was done. I was like, that shit hurt. I still got, yeah, I can feel tears about to. I'm like, yo, you better sit back for a while because I'm live. We're not crying on camera. This shit hurt. Shit hurt. I'm not saying a passing of someone's grandmother wouldn't hurt, but it hurt. It hurt. It took it took like 3 episodes of season 2 of The Flash to really help with that pain. How? I don't know. It's not like when they were making that show, they were like, "Oh, somebody's about to lose his grandmother, so we're gonna write this." But 3, 4 episodes of that season 2 just helped with easing, just to calm. I don't know how they did it, but you know, and that's just one aspect of my experience with these mediums, or with this medium through storytelling. So when all these projects are coming out in the future, we're looking forward to, like Marvel, DC. I never wanted to live in a world where I was like, yeah, I prefer Marvel to DC. I want to see it. Just come, bring everything, bring your menu. What dish you got? Huh? Okay, so we're gonna eat this with chopsticks. Well, bring all the food. Bring all the food, son. I want to eat all this. Yo, bring everything. Bring everything. Bring it. So you're gonna bring this character from life to life, from the cartoon from the comics to cartoon to live action. Bring it. This is the actor you've casted. I'm not too sure, but I trust your judgment, son. I trust it. There's so many movies that we love today that if you go back in time and ask different people who watched the movies and liked them, they'd have told you I don't like this actor, I don't like this actor. But after they saw the movie, after they went through the whole experience, they appreciated the way this actor or actress expressed the character's journey and whatnot. They enjoyed it. So not every movie we sit down and say it's perfect casting. This movie that we love, no, there's some movies that we really, really appreciate and love. But when they introduce him or her, we're like, I don't know. But when you saw the movie, you say, yo, well done. Well done. But it sucks when the casting is not what you really want. And then the story sucks. You're like, bruh, y'all could have given this shit to somebody else. So there's fan casting, there's appreciative casting, and then there's like, I'm not even sure about this one, but after I saw the movie, the way he did his thing, yo, or the way she did her thing, yo, dude, man, I'm. Anyway, like I said, I'm just gonna spin, just gonna keep watching the old school DC stuff, and that's it for me, man. I know I can waffle on, and let me go back to the comments real quick because I tend to always forget the chat. This is the type of movie you watch in. Holy shit! Yo, I've seen reviews online, but I've not seen that one before. Type of movie you watch in jail, Dominic. God damn, that's wow. Hold on, where's the thing for that one? Where is it?
Damn, son.
Yeah, this is the type of movie you watch in jail.
Damn, son.
Shit. Holy crap, dude. Holy crap, bro. That is yeah, that is dark. That is dark. You can't find the remote. It's finished. It's finished, boy. I don't think I've seen anything worse than that online. I don't think so. Everybody's face on the thumbnail. Dan Morrow said, I was like, no, I said it. I said it when the first trailer came out. I said it because I did maths. I added the first trailer plus the first scene we saw of Supergirl drunk. 1, 2, there you go. I put the two of them together and said, yep, it's not, nah. Oh, Lobo's in it, by the way. What? Who cares? Who cares, man? And the one thing I came out of the Superman movie, James Gunn Superman, was, didn't really like it, but I enjoyed Mr. Terrific. I don't think you should be doing that. Even if Mr. Terrific was replaced with Dr. Fate. I don't want to say that Superman movie was okay, but Dr. Fate though, no. I want to be like, yeah, that movie was dope. And Fate and not it was bad, but Fate though, no. No, 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 no. Even as a brother, I'm like, yeah, brown skin, Mr. Terrific is brown. Yeah, yeah. But I want to be like, that Superman movie was dope. And what they did with Mr. Terrific as well, you want to add on to it. Add on top. Not meh, but terrific though. Nah. Yo. Till this day, I despise that movie. I'm gonna do a watch along / reaction on my Patreon channel. I'm gonna rip that movie apart. Since YouTube is too tight with certain things, I'm gonna rip that movie apart. It's gonna be a good long watch along. A good long watch along reaction. Yeah, because nah. Too many stupid things. The way Lois was grilling him. How can you go to you are dating an alien, son? And he's a superhero. If he had 6 eyes and purple skin, would you still date Homeboy? Because I think it works out fine because he looks like you. So it didn't make sense that a person who knows she's in a relationship with an alien who has superpowers, I would low-key be like, yo, there's a particular type of crime going on in certain areas. I'm going to do my paperwork thing, Daily Planet thing, whilst you do your Superman. It'll be a tag team. Did you ask permission? Did you talk to the president? I was like, yo, that was James Gunn. He thought it was because in real life, imagine if you were alive in a time period where certain global atrocities were going on. Would you ask your partner that question? That's why I brought up a very dark time with the enslavement of Africans plus the Holocaust. How would that just replace that conversation, that whole scenario, switch it around and put it in that same time period? What do you think that conversation would be like? How does that make sense? How do you ask? If he had six eyes and his skin was purple or textured like an alligator, would you still date homeboy? It doesn't make sense because James Gunn didn't do this. This you want to say it was grounded to real world? No, 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 no.
Damn, son.
Exactly. You can't ground it and then be a douchebag about it. In real life, there's no way I would be dating Supergirl, for example, or Diana, and be asking her, "Did you go and ask President Trump for permission before you went to Yarinport to stop the war?" What? Because they're allies. Don't make no sense. It's exactly the thing. If you had superpowers, in fact, that let's scratch that because they wrote it like that. James Gunn wrote it that like that to yeah. I would think about it. Think about what? Think you have the power to stop a thing. You can sit back and observe and say, yo, if I don't put a stop to this thing, this could go on for 2 months, 6 months, 8 months to a year, and it could be 400 years or 600 years of trauma. I can stop that now. You have the power to do so, and you're waiting for permission from other people who have some level of power, but you're misusing said power. So put a stop to that nonsense. So when I saw that, I was like, yeah, this dude is trying something and he's not doing a healthy, powerful job of it. I don't think Lewis should have been the person asking that question. Did you ask permission? That didn't make no sense to me. That is the dumbest thing. One of the dumbest thing in that movie. Oh, shiza. Then we have the stupid Lex Luthor 1A, 1A, 1A. Ay, then he was just stacking. He just went and just stacked stupidity in that movie. I have monkeys doing my tippy tappy keyboard nonsense. Oh, by the way, Jor-El the father sent the son to go and um, um, have a harem and women, and even though the planet I'm on right now is about to implode and explode, I'm just going to type in my Kryptonian keyboard, put all the historical archives, and then send this baby to Earth. Oh, sweetheart, come. Let's record a message. Come. Okay, get in frame, get in the camera. Okay, and I'm gonna hit record and go. Kal-El, my son, we send you away to another planet to survive. Krypton is about to die. It's a shame we'll never get to see you in person, even though you see us in AI form. But we can't interact with you, so you'll be getting a one-way thing. You just watch us, but we can't hug you and hold you. But it's okay. Make sure when you get to Earth, you lay with as many chicks as possible, preferably the ones that match our Kryptonian taste. Not just any chick. You got to be very, very choosy. And dominate Earth. Just please observe the sensibility behind you. Your planet is cooking. It's cooking right now, and you're standing next to your wife, and she's like, "Yeah, yeah, yeah." She married this dude. She married this guy and laid with him and had a child. And the child that they both had together, she's like, yeah, looking at him. Yeah, yes, yes. Many harems, sweetheart. Many harems. Plow. Keep plowing along. How does that even work? Did they leave instructions on how that would work? A Kryptonian laying with a woman. So does he go slow?
Damn, son.
Does he go slow? Christopher Reeve did it. He had to lose his superpowers to attempt to lay with Lois. So how would James Gunn's Superman in real world, if he had heard that message or followed that message, how would he have accomplished that goal? What did his father and mother leave? What device, or was he supposed to give them not superpower? Was he supposed to give them his blood as a Kryptonian, inject them with Kryptonian blood? How? So that means he got to kidnap or lure in the girl. Anyways, man, I'm gonna see what these guys are gonna do when we go see the movie tomorrow. I'm gonna make sure I sleep good tonight. Now I'm gonna get popcorn because I want to have I can't even talk. I want to have some fun. I want to have a good time. Mortal Kombat 2 was the superior movie, bro. I don't know about that one, Dominic. That's a tight one right there, man. That's a tight one right there, Dominic. Me I know about that. I don't know about that one. I saw that one, and that's bad. I think I would say I enjoyed Super. I mean, sorry, not Supergirl. I enjoyed Mortal Kombat more than I did. Hold on. What's that supposed to mean? I enjoyed Mortal Kombat more than I did Masters of the Universe. That movie was trash, absolute trash. And I'm now in that phase where I gotta accept that I'm no longer in the mood to watch trash. When I watch something, I want to be entertained. I want to enjoy the journey. I want to enjoy this thing. I want to laugh. I want to cry. I want to be like, yo, this is awesome, dude. I'm like, yo, the fights in the sequences, the dialogue, the story makes sense. The way the characters were interacting with the world that they're in makes sense. Mortal Kombat is a massive letdown. Massive. I think this thing needs to be left in animation. Like Mortal Kombat, either it's a full on, hardcore CGI rated R, or don't bother, man. Movie didn't make sense to me, certain areas. And the fight scenes, it's Mortal Kombat. Combat. Fighting was trash. The fighting was bad. The fighting was really, really bad. They didn't do a good enough choreography for me at all. Is this thing? Yo, is my mic really quiet? Just yo, Dominic, can you hear me real good, or do I need to turn up the volume? Because I'm looking at the bars right now, and it's faint. I don't want to keep talking and y'all can't hear me, man. I've been talking for a good 36 minutes. But if you're saying Mortal Kombat 2 was a superior movie, then that means as bad as it was for me. Holy crap, that's saying something, dude. I didn't like that movie at all, but imagine that. Imagine that. Yeah, that's you sound good. Thank you. Thank you for the heads up. Much appreciated, or for the confirmation. All right then. Let me let my boy know I'm live. I'm gonna bitch at him later. Say like, I told you I was live. You ain't come join me in the live. We're gonna fight. We are gonna fight. Real quick, real quick, real quick. I was gonna put music in the background, but I guess I got so heated that I'm like, yeah, we're gonna do that later. Where you at? Where you at? Where you at? There you go. I don't want to send a link to the wrong people who don't really mess with me like that. Yeah, we're good. So yeah, I'm gonna put myself through watching the Flash movie again. I'm looking forward to ripping that apart on Patreon as well, because that was the worst thing ever. And I feel bad for Zack Snyder, because after his daughter passed, I'm not saying he's been shooting straight A's before his daughter's passing, but I still commend him for 300. I didn't like that zombie thing he did on Netflix. Then we got I enjoyed Man of Steel. For what it was, I enjoyed it. I enjoyed it very, very much. I feel okay, this is a healthy Superman, just like people didn't mind or didn't like per se. What's your boy's name? Daniel Craig for Bond. I enjoyed it. Now, some of the Bond movies that he did, I was like, Casino Royale is the best one for me, followed by Spectre, and then maybe Skyfall. Maybe Skyfall. Even the last one that he did before, he signed off the whole thing. The villain was OP. She isn't acting as she isn't acting what? Nice. Oh, I missed Johnny Dome's comment. Nah, I see what you're trying to say there, Johnny, but no. I don't I think there are many people who would love to have Superman's powers, because you know there's certain things you like, you could okay, let's say the Flash, for example. I relate to the Flashpoint story because the one person that that time period hit me would have been my grandma. So I'd have used my powers to, rewind time or do something with time to save my grandmother or to have more time with her. But at least Flash went through that journey to for the story to cement like, yeah, just because you have this kind of power, this is why you shouldn't misuse it. And it's okay to go through that journey or that experience because it's natural. If I had Superman's powers in a particular time period, best believe I would put a stop to any shenanigans before it even starts. Any shenanigans before it even starts. So I don't feel Lois is the right person to 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 ask him those questions and play devil's advocate. I feel there should have been a conversation where heads up, this might go south, or some people might have a particular reaction to what you just did, but I, as your partner, support you for sure. So in case someone else from a different opposing news company or news channel or newspaper comes your way, let's do a thing of how you'll handle this. On top of it, um, that also opens the ground for conversation where Superman can be like, okay, I see where you guys are coming from with your dismay or your unhappiness with my decision. Like I said, flip the script and say, okay, 400 years or 500 years of enslavement, Holocaust, Hiroshima. So what would you have my powers? What would you all have done in that time period? And then everyone who's stalling, it's an easy slam dunk. And I don't feel that kind of conversation you should dwell on for too long. It's an oxymoron. The decision people would make now. There's the complete opposite of that conversation. If somebody in that time period who committed serious atrocities on humanity, if they had Superman's powers, they would do far worse, of course. But you happen to have someone who has these powers, who's a good person, and he chose to you know, put a stop to something that if he didn't stop it, could have gone on for a very long time and just carried on. And even I wanted that movie to even touch on what it feels like to live in a world where someone like Superman exists. Like crime will be different or war will be different. Maybe this guy can be everywhere at once, but that war, like, hey, yeah, yo, we can't just, go around firing missiles. This dude's gonna stop him. We can't even, there's no point even wasting money to develop weapons because this guy's just gonna put a stop to it. He's got this supervision thing. And there could have been something where it's like, okay, you know what, we're gonna have a secret bunker where it's all, laced with lead. And no one can I mean, not Superman wouldn't be able to see what we're doing, but then again, he's got a super hearing. So, nah, or don't bother adding that scene. Don't bother putting that scene in the movie where Lois is having that conversation with him. It doesn't make sense. It does not make human sense at all. Devil's advocate or not, and whoever had the balls to even interview him, like I said, flip the script. Okay, I hear you. I hear you. I'm not a official citizen. I'm an alien, and how would anyone feel? Yeah, but as an alien coming in from outside, you can hit the nail on the head and be like, you guys can keep doing. How old are you? How old is your species? How old have you been on this planet? If you guys keep bickering and snatching each other's resources from left, right, and center, do you think your planet will last long? In fact, what do you want to do as a species? Where do you guys want to go? Marriage, divorce, islands where grown men and women are doing nefarious things with little children and doing filthy things. What do you want? Technology that's getting too expensive and one nation is getting poorer and whilst another nation is getting richer. What do you want? You're lucky as an alien with these powers. I've not come to dominate because looking in from outside, I'm like, oh yeah, you're a bunch of dummies. You're a bunch of dummies. Whatever you try to use against me, I will destroy it or remove it off this planet or find people like myself who are metahumans. And the more we band together and I operate as their leader, their king, their god, your species are done, aka or Allah Vitramites. But I've come in from outside as a little boy. It took people like you, human beings, to raise me and say, yo, live well, balance, harmony, help others. And I would not write the story where 80% of human beings are like, oh, Superman shouldn't have gone to Yarampur to stop the war, and then 20% are the smart ones. No way. It's impossible. That's not how humanity works. You can have a bunch of incompetent human beings where like 30%, maybe 45%. But you ask the majority of the competent people who be like, no, we don't want no war. We want to progress. We want to live well. What's rent looking like? Can anyone afford a house now? What's homelessness? If you shouldn't even have homelessness, the way your mind should change once you have a being that can fly at a particular speed and stop this and stop that, you would change certain things. I mean, you'd have the bad guys moan, oh, ever since this guy came, we can't go nowhere and do this anymore. Imagine today, this entity, Superman from Krypton, exists today. Do you think you'd have any issues with islands and grown men and women doing things to little boys and girls? Do you think that's a real thing? So I didn't even have time to sit down and have my girlfriend do a playing the devil's advocate in case CNN came to the interview, or Sky News, or Fox NN, or Kitty Cat NN came to have an. How dare you, Superman? Why would you stop the war in Yarampur? What? Get out of town. Ask yourself that question if you had the power. Come talk to me when you're done. If you had superpowers, come back and talk to me. I'm here stopping wars and trying to stop metahumans who have superpowers as well to try to stop the evil. It didn't make no sense, dude. Didn't make no sense. Then you had this guy who had the power of the sun in his hand, trapped inside a cage, a glass cage, because somebody had his baby on the other side. Then he told Superman he couldn't hold the baby, and yet he did the sun thing with the solar flare thing, and then picked up. You know what? Let's just leave that alone because I can't wait to do my watch reaction on Patreon. I cannot because I'm looking. I was too kind when I was doing my reviews earlier in the past of Superman. Too kind, but now I got energy and time. That's gonna be like a 2 hour and a half thing, a 2 hour and a half thing. You have people who have powers who can be real problems to very nefarious people. So much so, you could argue that because Superman or the existence of metahumans is pushed bad people to become worse, to start doing experiments on themselves, or experiments on people who are serving life in prison. So we're going to start putting drugs in their blood to create like the what's that thing in The Boys? What's it called, man? Damn it. What's that thing called in The Boys? The V. Is it V? Whatever it's called in their bloodstream, just so they can have their own suit, just like what Lex did. But even that doesn't mean because an alien has superpowers and he's saving, that will expose the incompetency behind people. The constant lust and lead and desire to control. I want to be on top control. Where is it coming from? We don't know, but it's just human nature to control. Get out of town, man. There's a way James Gunn could have done that movie to be such a competent movie, powerful to watch, superhero and stuff, when he said he just laced it with dumb things. This dude said he sent his son whilst his planet is getting cooked to go and have harems on Earth with his mom. I was like, are you looking at what you're doing right now? Because you're saying that the mother is okay with this, that they're both in agreement. You both laid together. I mean, she looked at this dude and thought, oh, what a handsome dude. Yes, harems make sense. We've done it before on other planets. And then you want people to be on board with that Superman. And every time I had conversation with people, they were all saying, oh, yeah, but, the Superman saves people. He saves cats and dogs. That's what they want to see. They all ignored that stupid conversation between him and Lois. They ignored the idea. Oh, damn. This guy was good for Guardians of the Galaxy, man. He was good for that, and ever since that's it for me. I didn't even like the second and the third one. I really deeply loved the first Guardians of the Galaxy movie. Second and third were not my jam at all. So I'm not really a fan of this dude anymore, and I'm not looking forward to any more DC projects. I saw there's a post saying they're working on Absolute Batman as an animated series. I don't know what that is in the comics, but anything Batman, I'll watch. I just saw there were two trailers that DC dropped. One was for some new Batman thing, and then hold on, and the second one was I think Batman the Cape Crusader. Yeah, I think that's what it's called, Batman the Cape Crusader. So I'm looking forward to seeing that one. The first season was good, But the one before, it was the Batman Dark Knight something, a trilogy. It's 3 different movies or whatever. Anything Batman I'll watch, especially when the voice acting is good, animation is good, fight scenes are good, and the intelligence of Batman is done well. At least. I enjoyed Robert Pattinson's Batman for sure. I've watched that like 3 times. Um till this day, I feel my best enjoyed Batman is Kevin Conroy. I feel Kevin Conroy kicked ass with his voice for Batman. And ever since his depiction of Batman, the bar has been high. It's like anyone else who steps in, I'll give you benefit of the doubt. Christopher Nolan's Batman not for with Christian Bale. I like that too. I enjoyed those, but Kevin Conroy is just the one, man. Patterson was really good. Like I said, seen it 3 times. Michael Keaton, that's nostalgia. And because of the stories as well. It's not just how Kevin Conroy did Batman. It's the way his character was written, the stories around that era from animated series to Justice League, and then Justice League Unlimited. So whilst everyone's introduction or stepping into DC was through comics, mine was through the animations. I never really sat down and read a whole comic book run of, oh, I like what they did with, nah, 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 nah. I mean, I've picked up 1 or 2 comics, don't get me wrong, but I'm not a super deep cut comic book fan. Mm-mm. My thing is the cartoons first. And I binged watched the Batman animated series first, way before I did Superman animated series. And I've always enjoyed Batman. Always, always, always. Justice League War, the one where he does the contingency plan. Flash as well, especially when he did the back and forth with Lex Luthor and Brainiac. No, 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 no. Yeah, I'm going to do a separate watch along as well on my Patreon channel for Justice League and Justice League Unlimited series. No, no, no. I'm going to do a nice ranking. I could even do it now, but I have to open a new tab, right? A nice ranking of the best. It's actually the best. Is it the best or the ones that I enjoyed the most? The DC animated movies. So I'm not looking forward to seeing Supergirl tomorrow. I was laughing in my head saying to myself, what if I liked it more than I do James Gunn's Superman? And if that's the case, then I wouldn't mind that. You know? I wouldn't mind that, but I can feel myself getting irritated at certain decisions because of certain things I already heard people say she did this and they did that and make no sense. And when I heard people say, oh, they're going to adapt it from this book, and people proceeded to show me the book on YouTube, look at the colors, look at this. What made me laugh the most is when people were saying, "Oh, you can't judge a book by its cover. You can't judge a trailer, a movie by its trailer. Stop it, Cosmic. You just clickbaiting. You just want views, Cosmic. You just want views, baby. Yeah,
Damn, son.
yeah. You just want views. Yeah, you're just thirsty for views. You're a new YouTuber, so you just want views. The trailer didn't look nothing like the comic book. It looked nothing like the comic book. The world didn't look extravagant and all spice. Maybe in the full movie, there are going to be elements of different planets that resemble certain panels of the comic book, but just the front cover alone, I don't know what world they're going to feature in the movie, but I was like, yo, the aesthetics, the visual palette or color tone does not look like the comics. But everybody's defending it's the story from the comics. And yeah, okay, if you're going to adapt something from the comics, I'd prefer that you did the visual and the story. I understand you're going to do one or the other. Cool. They chose the story. And yet they then when they changed the bad guy, the main guy who is supposed to be a pirate, a ginger pirate, swashbuckling, whatever. They changed him. People who love that comic so much didn't see that as a red flag. Like, why would you change the dude? Who asked? Then he's all studded on his face. I'm like, whatever, man. Just whatever, dude. I'm just done. I'm done. Money, pay you money, money. Nah, 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 nah.
Damn, son.
Don't make me laugh.
For real. Pay you money. Pay you money.
Don't make me laugh.
No. I can't be doing that. Money. Last time, boy. Last time. It's the last time. And then we got this thing to look forward to as well. What's his name? Lantern. Even that one, it's like DC just you don't care. You genuinely don't care. You dropped the trailer, and I thought, okay, where's Homeboy's ring? Apparently, in this iteration, in this retelling, in this transformation, what we're gonna do is we're gonna make sure that this guy just gets the other guy's ring. Doesn't that spoil the whole lantern thing? If I've got food poisoning or I've got flu or something and I'm a little sick, I can just give the ring to my cousin, and my cousin can do the superhero thing for the day and come back, and I'm like, yeah, I'm healed the next day. Unless again, this is how it is in the comics. Somewhere in one special silver age, golden age, platinum age, or golden whatever age, you could give the ring to another lantern, maybe. But from what I remember, the lantern thing is you had to be chosen by the ring, or by the spirit of the ring, or by Owa, or is it Oya? You had to be chosen by the ring, otherwise no one could just pick up the ring. So I could just give it to my girlfriend. Yeah, go and save the day for a while. Let me go handle some bits. Yeah, I don't care, dude. The DCU did nothing for me. Yeah, bro, nothing. Absolute zero, massive zero, massive. And it's like they have a whole catalog. Like I said, in their animated catalog, they are dominating or blowing out Marvel from the game. I don't even know what Marvel has to date that is like a serious cartoon you can watch and say, yeah, or animated series where you can be like, yeah, it's well done. This is a well done, and no, I feel I can go through Justice League and Justice League Unlimited series and be satisfied, and not be like, oh, they should have done this. No, I can't even critique the thing. It was too good. It was too good. Then you have Batman Beyond. Come on, man. Then they had the Batman series with Batman and Robin and Batgirl. No. And then there'll be some good ones like which one was good? Let me Google this shit real quick, man. There's one that's really, really good. Batman versus Suicide Squad. Oh, animation in that one was tight. It was tight, and then the fight scenes tight. God damn it, man. DC animated movies. Let me see which ones come up so I can then seeing a long ass list here. Yeah, they started getting messy after. Yeah, there's some I don't like. Man, I was looking for a good comprehensive list, man. I mean, the movies, Wikipedia. Here we go. One thing I don't like when I'm doing a live and trying to get a list. Nah, I need visual. The text is not good enough. I need text and images, man. This one is a very good one. When I saw this one, I watched it multiple times. Justice Society, World War II. Ooh, that was good. That was real good. That was really, really, really good. My bad. My brother was on the phone, and I didn't want his conversation to bleed into the mic because this mic is sensitive. It'll pick up little engines outside. I think I stopped watching even DC animated series movies started getting trash. Superman, Man of Tomorrow was bad for me, for my animated movie going experience or animation experience. That was a trash cartoon. I was very, very, very upset with that because I thought, okay, if you start to introduce or change up the dynamics of the different villains for Superman, I was thinking, okay, the first bad guy you can introduce besides Brainiac and who's the worst? I think they're like two really really damaging villains you can give Superman. I think Brainiac is one of them, and Darkseid is the other one. But I feel Parasite can give Clark a run for his money. And what's that guy's name? What's that dude's name? Is it Corbin? Metallo. I can't remember his real name, but Metallo. That's another guy where you put these two dudes in the same room with Superman. Yeah, you can beat his ass. You can kick his ass real good. You can really really deal some heavy damage. Parasite and Metallo are just dangerous alone. Alone, he'd have to put on a suit just to take on, because otherwise, your regular suit, no lead, no nothing to protect you from the radiation, and nothing to protect you from Parasite. You're done. I would say Parasite is like overkill, but just to spice up, the movie and really put him through his paces, so he doesn't have time to save a squirrel in your next movie. Yeah, give me Parasite and Metallo. He will clean your clock. He will clean. That's how you introduce Supergirl. Superman is so down that his cousin has to light speed from another planet just to come save him. And then maybe he sends a beacon like, yo, if you're gonna come, if you can make it, these two bad boys, one of them feeds off my energy, the other one's got kryptonite in his outfit. So bring something special. Find somebody who can weave a suit that can, nullify any energy coming in and out, so nothing can absorb from me or whatever. Or even if whatever, if you can build a suit for yourself, come kick ass. Otherwise, it's game over. Because you can end Superman with just these two dudes. Parasite can feed off him indefinitely till he's done, but have Metallo do a nice combo. Parasite makes him weak. Metallo with the kryptonite, cut his skin open, cut your head, game over. So Homeboy can be dealt with for sure. But when Man of Tomorrow animation came out, that's when they threw in Lobo. It was too much. It was just nonsense. It wasn't like the guy turned into a kaiju. Like kaiju, kaiju, kaiju,
Damn, son.
kaiju.
Damn, son.
Come on, son.
Don't make me laugh.
Kaiju. This is Parasite we're talking about. Why is he big? You're removing the urgency. You're removing the urgency of this guy being dangerous. Parasite is no joke. Parasite is no joke at all. That dude is not to be played with. Again, like I said, Justice Society, World War II. That's an excellent animation. Excellent. Excellent animation. What else do we got then? There's another one I was looking for. Green Lantern, that was all right. Crisis on Infinite Earth was dull. Like amazingly dull. I was like, how can this be dull? Batman Gotham by Gaslight. That was okay. Superman Red Sun was cool. I enjoyed that one. I never watched Batman Ninja. I was like, not the target audience for that one. Batman versus Ninja Turtles, again, not a target audience. Catwoman Hunted. I don't think I've ever seen that one. I could be wrong, but there's some good DC animated universe. Suicide Squad, Hell to Pay. This sounds familiar. Justice Teen Titans, the Judas Contract, that was pretty cool. Son of Batman, that was pretty cool. Justice League War, that was really good. Very, very good. This is some serious cartoons, man. Serious animated movies. That's where I feel, like I said, DC is dominating. All-Star Superman, meh, he's alright. He's alright. Yeah, I think the one that the contingency plan for that Batman put in place for the superheroes. I think that's one that's called Justice League Doom. And then we got Flashpoint. That was really good. That was really good, son. Really good. That was some good stuff. That was some real good stuff. And the Mask of the Phantasm. I think I've seen that, but I've forgotten that. I might need to rewatch that again. Batman Red Hood, that was cool too. And then Batman Dark Knight Returns, yes, that was very good. I think this is the two-parter one, the one that had the actor who played RoboCop. He voiced the Batman in this one. That was very good. He's another actor who I enjoyed his voice as Batman. There've been other actors. I think Jensen Atkins or Jensen, whatever his name is, he's okay. He's okay, but to this day, for me, top tier is Kevin Conroy. And then the actor who played RoboCop, second. And anybody else, yeah, but Kevin Conroy and the actor who played RoboCop, their voices, oof. I was like, yeah, this guy can. RoboCop is solid, but the voice for Batman, that's good casting. That's good casting, and I really enjoyed that cartoon. But yeah, it sucks. It sucks that DC's where it's at, man. Really sucks. Really sucks. I can't be bothered. I don't give two shits. I don't give two shits, man. I couldn't care less. I'm paying no money for nobody, man. And it's a shame. It's a shame. But oh well. It's cool. Like I said, this is the last time. After Supergirl, that's it. It's the last time I'll spend money because these guys don't know what they're doing and they don't care. And it's cool, you know. They didn't make the movie for me. I'm not the target audience. That's okay. That is all gravy, baby. It's all gravy, baby. Baby. Gravy, baby. Baby. Pardon me. Sound like a little toad right there. So we'll see what this movie is going to say tomorrow. I haven't seen Disclosure Day yet. I want to see what that's saying. Some people are saying it's good. Some people are saying it's dull. Some people are saying it's basic. I don't see how that's going to be a bad movie. I don't see how Disclosure Day is going to be a bad movie. So do you guys want James Gunn to stay on? Or do you want him out of there? You want to put a bullet in? That's cool.
Damn, son.
Do you think they should keep James Gunn on? I don't trust that guy for shit. I don't trust Homeboy for shit at all. Can't stand that dude. Can't stand him. He's doing nothing. Nothing for the universe, son. Nothing for the universe. And that sucks. They put time, effort, money and love, and attention, by the way. We put attention into this bad boy. Attention. You leave your house, fingers crossed. There used to be a time when you look forward to seeing a movie. Like, yo, I can't wait to see. I can't wait to go to the cinema. Can't wait to go and see this thing. Can't wait to it used to be a time, especially when I was back in college. I used to be like, yo, it's about 4 or 5 movies coming out. I used to see like 3 movies in a day. And my motto is always been, if a movie is good, I'm not going to sit and go, it's 5 out of 10. No, if I can rewatch that movie again and again and again, that's a very good. I will give the rating, yes, but the highest ranking I can give you for a movie is if I can watch a movie again and again, then you've won me over. You've won me over. Remember the first time we watched Infinity War and Doctor Strange? Yo, just the journeys, the story arc, the growth. I was like, yo, Infinity War was the pinnacle. Infinity War was the one. I'm like, I was glued tight. You were not getting me out of that. Yo, for what? Phone was off, not even on silent, on vibrate, turned off. Turn that shit off. You're not distracting me for nothing. Journey was beautiful. Saw Tony Stark doing his thing. Then you actually siding with them. Some people were siding with not Darkseid, Thanos. I can see why Thanos was doing. Yeah, I'm like, yeah, but still, no, the movie was on point. Then Marvel started to dip as well, but you know, it is what it is. Whatever. This is do nothing for me. Are you excited for Lanterns? Nah, Lanterns. I don't care anymore. I'm just gonna. I'll watch the thing. Don't get me wrong, but the joy, the same excitement that I had for Infinity War and Endgame is not there for. I know it feels like it's an unfair comparison, but I know how that felt. I know how I felt when those movies were coming out. I know how it felt when they were doing the promo for them, the little 30-second clips they were doing on TV, and I know how it felt. I was stoked. Stoked. I was like, I don't know who's gonna die, who's gonna get clipped, their wings clipped. I don't know if Thanos is gonna win. Because I remember Feige was saying it, especially due to all the YouTube channels I was watching. Emergency Awesome, Heavy Spoilers, they were all saying, yo, Feige is giving us a heads up saying, don't expect the heroes, just basically this is Thanos' movie. And like, what does that mean, Thanos' movie? I mean, we're seeing more of him, or we're going to see less of the heroes. This is Thanos' movie. So when I saw it, I was like, oh, I get it now. Oh, I get what they meant. And it was done very, very well. You can pick and choose and say Thanos didn't really make a smart decision, yada, yada, yada. Yeah, but as an ensemble, it worked. It worked. And then seeing Tony's suit just come from his glass. Did he tap it? I think he tapped, right? No, my bad. He tapped it, and then and then Ebony Maw, and then when Strange was doing his thing, Dead Man's spell, then Spider-Man's new suit, then end up in space, then Strange was like, yo, out of you two bad boys, between you two and this stone, I'll let you boys die anytime. And you're like, oh, is that? You say, yeah, is that serious? It's a game? Think I'm playing? You think this is a joke?
Damn, son.
I'll let
son.
you two die any second to protect this stone. So you're like, yo, the stakes is high. He would let two people die for the stone. Then when he gave the stone away, you're like, whoa. You just said you let him die. Yo, what's, Nah, I'm getting goosebumps, dude. Woosah. Dude, he put himself into intro of Creature Commandos. I haven't even seen that one. When that was announced, I was like, no. Ever since the Batman animated series, Justice League, and Justice League Unlimited series, I feel the animation style has changed. Now, the animation style for Justice League War, Justice Society World War II, they're different. And there's this weird thing that DC does. There'll be two characters interacting on screen. They'll have a shot of one character. It's like, so let's say a character says, when is Superman arriving? And they'll pause on his face for long and then cut to the other character in about 5 minutes. And then they cut back. I'm like, dude, where's the pace? Sharp. When's he arriving? Cut to the next guy in 5 minutes. Cut back again. Keep it moving. But this new DC animated universe, everything is sluggish, slow. You don't have fans in your universe. You don't have people who really love this franchise. Miscasting, wrong casting, stupid stories. They just about got lucky. They got away with an Aquaman 2 and a Wonder Woman 2. How do you have two characters and the second movie bombs? You just about got lucky. The first Wonder Woman was good, but if you want to see Wonder Woman kick ass, watch the Justice Society World War II. She moves exactly how I imagine an Amazon warrior princess would move. No waste of time. This is somebody who moves knowing her body. There's no timid. There's no holding back. She's especially sometimes the environment you set your characters in allows them to thrive and shine. There's no I gotta watch my elbow in case I nudge a tank and it goes into somebody's house. You say this is the world we're in. Let your character shine. So then Wonder Woman is not wasting any time. She's pulling swords, shields, headbutt. She's like, yo, where you going? She's moving her body like a brick house. I'm built like this. What you mean? Let me pause and tiptoe my sandals and high heels. Nah, I ain't got time for that. What? I'm putting a stop to what you guys are doing. I don't have no one playing devil's advocate asking me, oh, what would you feel if somebody came into your country? Did you ask? No, we are doing it. Sharp.
Damn,
no
son.
waste of time. There's no delegation, because who we're going after is not thinking, should we what we're doing. No, they're doing it. So when you put your heroes in a universe where the villains are like quick, they've thought this whole thing through in their yard, and they're executing the plan. This is intention. So your heroes have to meet them with intention. No second guessing, third guessing. Should we? Is I don't want to punch you. I want to hold back. No, these are cruel people. Left unchecked, they will decimate this planet we live on. They don't care. So therefore, you treat them accordingly. You want to do the whole put them in chains and have a court system and prosecution. Cool. But until we get there, we are decimating your tools and gadgets. You want to see how Flash is executed properly, not this Flash nonsense we got recently. You want to see how Flash is executed properly. Watch the Justice Society World War II animated DC movie. Done properly. Properly. And that's why I don't trust this James Gunn and his crew twat system to do Batman justice. No pun intended. Or pun intended. I don't trust him. Batman, at this point, this might be the only final win for James Gunn and crew. If you do a proper healthy casting and the story you're going to tell for Batman, and then the world you put him in. So you don't want to overdo the thing. You don't want to underplay. You don't want to, overcook or undercook Bruce Wayne. You don't want to undercook Batman. Is he funny? Is he witty? Does he smile? Is he grumpy? Then when you ask James Gunn and who is your inspiration, what's the base code for your Batman? Because people like myself are going to go Kevin Conroy. If your base code is like Kevin Conroy, don't even, whatever. People are actually saying we want Jensen Atkins, or what's it? It's Jensen Atkins or whatever his name is. You can cast up and comer. Up and comer is going to be a massive gamble. I don't think they'll like that one. I can't believe I just said that one. They will rip off his head. I don't know. You guys love Game of Thrones, and they were up and comers. They were new people. You guys love Game of Thrones. You love Game of Thrones. So there are some cases where you can cast up and comers, and they do a great job. And said Peacemaker sets up the future for DC, and didn't set up shit. Dominic, I love you guys, man. You guys actually watch this stuff. I've not seen Creature Commandos. I've not seen Peacemaker. I don't care about. I watch things with curiosity, anticipation, and excitement. Creature Commando and Peacemaker does zero. I just about stomached him in the Suicide Squad movie. Pardon me. Just about. And that should have had a sequel ASAP. That story was okay. It's a watchable movie. Harley Quinn. I'm bored of Margot Robbie's Harley Quinn. I'm bored. It's like these kind of things. You want to be able to just say these are the stories we're telling. Hit the ground running. I think by now we should have seen a second Suicide Squad movie. By now, and maybe have do a Guardians of the Galaxy treatment and have Supergirl team up with Suicide Squad. I feel she fits in that universe compared to Superman, because Superman is just clean, cookie cutter whistle. Don't do that. That's not nice. So since that's how he is, fine. And because you want Supergirl to find her people, I feel Suicide Squad match her just right. Just right, because they can get up to some shenanigans. That can be your DC's DCU Guardians of the Galaxy, where they just get to just have fun. You have a serious powerhouse on her team. On your team with Suicide Squad. That'd be cool. And then she'd be one of the people to give Amanda Waller a headache. Or they can work well with each other, because she'll be like working with your cousin. He's too goody two shoes, but working with you, you got gray areas and shit. It's like, oh yeah, we can do this. You want me to end somebody? I ain't got no issues ending my cousin. However, yeah, but me, now I'll lobotomize you ASAP. I will do it ASAP. Obviously, the areas I won't cross no boundaries, but if we feel where you're sending me to is a real threat, let's lock and load. Whatever, man. And this year, I don't even know how many movies I've watched this year where I can say I had fun. What did we see again first? What did we see first? My brother and I and my friends, we saw Mortal Kombat first, highly disappointed. Then we saw Masters of the Universe, highly disappointed. And I think that's going to drop in digital soon. I'm going to do a watch reaction as well for my patient account. I'm going to piss all over that shit. Highly disappointing. And then now I'm going to see Supergirl tomorrow. I'm not looking forward to it. I'm not looking. This would be a time where, do you imagine you have a Supergirl. This is supposed to be like a world event. This is supposed to be like a world event. Even before Millie Alcock's Supergirl movie, when the Flash movie was coming out and they showed Supergirl in it, that was supposed to be like a world event. After so long in the cinema, not CW, because we know we got Supergirl CW, but I'm saying in the cinema, for those people who didn't watch CW, you getting to see Supergirl finally on the silver screen after so long, and then you put in a movie, an ensemble movie with Flash and Batman. That's about to be dope. That's about to be dope.
Damn, son.
But instead, it was whack, trash, incompetent, useless.
Damn, son.
Then you want me to get excited and pay you money and kiss my ass on that shit.
Don't make me laugh.
DCU failed me, and I don't care. Like eating 3 shitty burgers from a burger place and offer you a new burger. Yo, that was good.
Well done.
That was good, dude. Dominic,
Excellent.
we like that one, Dominic. We like that one very, very, very much. Very, very, very much. Sucks. You're supposed to be excited. I'm supposed to come on here and go live, and Dominic would be like, yo, you seen Supergirl yet? I'm like, nah. You're like, yo, check that shit out tomorrow, bro. Yo, you want to be so excited. You just want to talk about it. Like, Juice, like, yo, did you see that scene and the shot and then the woo, and you want to, woo. You actually saying, oh, I'm done with DC. Nah, I'm sounding like one of those crybabies. I'm done with the DC. I used to be like, why are you guys crying? I'm not one of them dudes. I'm not one of those dudes. It's a shame. It's a real shame. It's a real, real, real shame. Damn. And there's no refund. On 2 layers, by the way, not just financially, your psyche. It's there. It's, when you remember, like when someone triggers you, remember, like, oh, remember that scene where like, oh, fuck. Why would you do? And even if you haven't actively gone into your brain to remember it, all somebody has to do is mention the scene and it comes back. You relive that scene again. It sucks. It really sucks, dude. It really, 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 really sucks. So I don't trust James Gunn's decision for anything moving forward. Anything moving forward. Oh, we found a new Batman. Yeah, right. Like, I care. You won't do it justice, pun intended. You will not do it justice. You won't. I'm so glad that they didn't separate. They didn't merge Matt Reeves' universe with James Gunn's universe. I'm so thankful. So thankful. So thankful, because I was like, yo, after seeing Superman, I'm like, yeah, it's a smart decision that they chose to keep them separate, because I want to see what they're looking to do. Even the Clayface, what's his name? Johnny earlier on mentioned Clayface. Not, I don't know. The animated series, Clayface was good. That story was very, very, very good. Very good. I definitely connected with him the same way I connected with Wall. Connected, I guess. I understood his plight. Same thing with Dr. Freeze. I understood his plight, and same thing with Two-Face. I also understood his plight. Like Matt Reeves' live action universe with the Penguin, his character was cool in the Batman movie. Then when DC announced, or HBO announced, that they were going to do a live action series a series for Penguin, my first initial feeling was, why? The fuck, the hell, why? Who asked? How is this going to? Why? And when I watched it, this is that moment where you're like, I don't want this thing. I never asked for it, and they do a good job of it. You're like, can I have more of it? That's what I in fact I don't mind those scenarios, often, where I'm like, I'm not too sure. Then when I go and see a thing, I'm like, yes, more of it, more. Season 1 of Penguin was done excellent.
Excellent.
Again,
Excellent.
again,
Excellent.
beautifully done. Beautifully done. I was blown away. I was like, yo, I was the guy who didn't want this stuff. But Matt Reeves and co did a great job of that show. So much so, I said, yeah, give me season 2 now. Don't waste time. Give me season 2 now. And now, the characters that I love in the DC universe, there's certain characters I want to see a Matt Reeves treatment, like Dr. Fate. I feel he can do a serious, nasty job with Dr. Fate. I don't think he's going to give him a cookie cutter, maybe a semitone of Doctor Strange, but you got to make him rough around the edges. Like, yo, I got superpowers, but I'm dibbling dabbling with dark stuff, man. Like, where's the DC dark universe where Batman and the Ghost guy is there, and then Swamp Thing just hit the ground? You guys are too slow. And whilst you're taking your time to build up this universe, you're throwing out dumb shit. Dumb shit, man.
Damn, son.
You're throwing out baby nonsense.
Damn, son.
You can break down what Peacemaker set up. This universe where Nazis won. You saw the multiverse. One of those in John Cena is stuck in the. I don't care. And this is funny how these guys. It shows there's something psychological to be studied there. They wouldn't let this people go. It's still in their psyche. How are you still running with Nazis? Yeah, that feels like it's not. I don't think. I think you can pull that off in the comics, maybe the cartoons, because I think they were featured in the. I think they were also featured in the animated series, the one I was talking about earlier on, Justice War. Sorry, Justice Society World War II. I think they were featured, but live action. If you want to, again, that's why I said earlier on, if you want to put superheroes in that era, there's ways you can do it where, again, the heroes win. Like Superman Red Sun is, it's like the alternate timeline, but it's like, yo, you can. James Gunn he's got this weird this thing in his head, this weird humor thing in his head, this obscure idea of comedy, or what his version of human comedy is too. It ain't right for me. I don't like it. I don't know why. I mean, if you're dealing with the multiverse and infinite possibilities, yes, but I don't know. I don't know. How about doing an infinite dimension where there's no racism? How about that? There's no sexism. There's no misogyny. Everything is there's no rich and poor. Everyone has a beautiful house, beautiful family. Everyone eats well. There's no McDonald's. There's no KFC. How about that? If it's an infinite possibility of different realities, different realms, then how about introducing that? What's this thing with this nuts? Yeah, that's weird, man. When is your next stream? Work with dogs and cats. I smell like dog. I hear that, Dominic. Thank you for joining, by the way. Probably tomorrow. I think I'll do a stream tomorrow after I see Supergirl, record a reaction / review. Then maybe I'll come back home and then bleed all over the camera tomorrow. Yeah, so I'll say tomorrow if anything doesn't go on. But If not tomorrow, then probably the day after. Maybe let the movie marinate. I don't think I'm going to enjoy it. I don't see myself enjoying the movie. I've already seen enough about it where I'm like, yeah. And I'm seeing different people review the movie. And like, what they said there is definitely going to piss me off. So even without them saying anything, the trailer alone and the way she was introduced in the Superman movie, I was like, yep, I'm not digging you. You're not going to be a fun time for me. So you catch me tomorrow. I don't know what time my time. So I don't want to give you a time because your time and my time is different. I know I said when I say I know, I assume you're in the US. So I don't know. I intend to see the movie daytime, record a reaction there and then come back home and then pardon me, my bad. I apologize. Yeah, so come out the cinema or we'll do some behind the scenes shooting, going to see the movie, get to the cinema, buy some popcorn, record that as well. Maybe talk to one or two people at the till because there's a guy who likes Superman, James Gunn Superman at the cinema. So gonna talk to him for a little bit, watch the movie come out, record a reaction, bitch a little, or praise the movie, then rush back home and then get into the meat of it, and then do a non-spoiler and then spoiler reaction after. But yeah, we'll see. It sucks. But whatever. It is what it is. It is what it is. Let me see if I can wind down. I wish next time I'll test this thing out to see how it sounds to you guys because it sounds a little quieter to me. So I don't want the music to overpower my voice. So when you say you work with cats and dogs, you're a vet? That's pretty cool. And do you have pets yourself as well? Do you have any pets? So my poll got 7 votes. I'm glad to see Batman won the poll. Thank you very much. And I used to be a Superman fan as well. Massive Superman fan. I'm not saying I'm not, but I'm more of a Batman fan than I am Superman. There we go. All right, let me do a sign out. Thank you for watching. Thank you for joining. Is Johnny still here? I think he's gone. Johnny Dome and Dominic James 3000. Appreciate your time. Appreciate you watching. Looking forward to seeing what this thing is going to be tomorrow. I got the trailer reaction for the Batman Cape Crusader to do and upload another video as well. Then have some dinner. I might go live again and I think I'm going to game stream. My game stream and then get ready for tomorrow. I don't want to see it late in the evening at all. I didn't even know you could control the stream from here. I can pause ads. I can add a stream mark. Nice. I should do this more often, man. I should do this more often. All right, ladies and gentlemen. Watch notifications. That's my 5:30 p.m. where I am. Okay, cool. So that means you all the way on a different time zone. Say less. Thanks for joining though, by the way. Much appreciated. Peeps. On that note, I'm Audi. I've of course been your one and only multi-potentialite, neurodivergent host, the Kosmic Jedi, signing out. Thank you for watching. See you guys tomorrow. Maybe earlier though, because it's about 10. I think I started at like 9. Yeah, 10:30. So I started at like 9:30. So tomorrow should be earlier. And then we can We can talk Supergirl spoilers. Boy, I can't wait. I can't wait to see it. I want to rush home while it's fresh in my head so I could just bleed all over the camera, all over the microphone. Deuces. Catch you tomorrow. Now, how do I end the live stream? Dominic, thank you for joining, by the way, man. Where's the end of stream? Oh, it's right here. You're a noob. Noob much? Noob much indeed.